Hi, if you love to test your general knowledge, then I've got a great quiz for you. 60 questions, they'll start quite easy, but they'll get much tougher as we go. For those of you who like to set yourself a goal for these quizzes, here are the benchmarks that you're aiming for. I'll put that up again at the end of the quiz, so if you're ready, let's play this quiz. In what month does the summer solstice occur in the Northern Hemisphere? August, June or May? It's in June. The nucleus of an atom has which of the following orbiting it? Neutrons, electrons, or protons? The answer, electrons. The Red Scare was the fear of the spread of which ideology? Democracy, libertarianism, or communism? The answer is communism. How many of Henry VIII's wives were beheaded? 6, 2 or 1? The answer is 2. The EU's capital is in which city? Paris, London or Brussels? It's in Brussels. Which island nation held an underwater cabinet meeting in 2009 to publicise global warming? Was it the Maldives, Sri Lanka or the Philippines? It was the Maldives. Which planet in our solar system is named after a Roman goddess of love? Venus, Mercury or Jupiter? That is Venus. Which mineral is often added to toothpaste to help strengthen teeth? Manganese, chloride or fluoride? That is fluoride. Which term means your mortgage is more than the value of your home? Negative equity, credit crunch or net loss? That is negative equity. A golf hole with a bend in it is known by which animal's leg? Is it dog, pig or cat? It is a dog's leg. The famous St Paul's Cathedral is located in which UK city? London, Leeds or Edinburgh? That's in London. Jerome K. Jerome wrote about 3 men in a what? Plane, car or boat? It was 3 men in a boat. Legal agreements are often divided into smaller parts called what? Segments, clauses or chapters? They are clauses. In what decade did Amazon launch as an online bookseller? 2010s, 2000s or 1990s? It was in the 1990s. Jasper Newton Daniel is associated with which drink? Tea, whiskey or coffee? That is Jasper Jack Daniel's whiskey. Alfred Nobel was born in which country? Germany, Sweden or Norway? The answer is Sweden. Which train ran between Paris and Constantinople from 1883 to 1997? The Royal Intercity Express, the Orient Express or the Golden Eagle Express? It was the Orient Express. Which rock guitarist had a band called The Experience? Chuck Berry, Eric Clapton or Jimi Hendrix? The answer is Jimi Hendrix. In which country would you find policemen called Mounties? Canada, New Zealand or Ireland? They are in Canada. Which mythical woman's face is said to have launched 1,000 ships? Helen, Athena, or Penelope? The answer is Helen. I hope you got off to a great start. For our next round, we have 10 fun picture questions. What planet in our solar system has the most gravity? That's A, Jupiter. Which substance marks a 25th anniversary? That's B, silver. According to the saying, an early bird catches the what? That's B, the worm. Cirrhosis is a condition that can affect which part of the body? That's A, the liver. Which is the World Heritage Site of Petra? That's C. What type of hat was worn by Sherlock Holmes? That's B, a deerstalker. What might a pathologist do? That's C, perform autopsies. Which fruit juice is used to make a Bloody Mary? That's A, tomato. Olfactory refers to which of the 5 basic human senses? That's B, smell. Which iconic French building caught fire in April 2019? That's B, the Notre Dame Cathedral. Okay, I bet you're doing great so far, but maybe the questions are a little bit too easy for you. So now I'm going to up the level to medium. Let's see how you do with these next 20 questions. Which describes a word that's spelled the same forwards or backwards? Palindrome, anagram, or homophone? That is a palindrome. What was the first name of Shackleton, the polar explorer? Ernest, Francis, or George? The answer, Ernest. Explorer Christopher Columbus was born in which Italian city? Genoa, Rome, or Venice? The answer, Genoa. In which city could you see the Rosetta Stone on display? Cairo, Paris, or London? That's on display at the British Museum in London. Who wrote the Nobel Prize-winning novella The Old Man and the Sea? James Joyce, Ernest Hemingway, or Oscar Wilde? That's by Ernest Hemingway. In which Far Eastern country was the Unification Church founded in 1954? Japan, South Korea, or Thailand? The answer is South Korea. In which city could you visit the Piazza Navona? Rome, Madrid, or Lisbon? That's in Rome. Which gland in the human body regulates metabolism? The pituitary, adrenal, or thyroid? The answer, the thyroid. Which scientist travelled on a ship called the Beagle? Jacques Cousteau, Charles Darwin, or Gregor Mendel? That was Charles Darwin. What is the main acid found in the stomach? Nitric, hydrochloric, or sulfuric acid? It is hydrochloric acid. Auschwitz is an infamous landmark in which country? Czech Republic, Germany, or Poland? That's found in Poland. What name is given to the green form of the mineral beryl? Adamite, emerald, or amazonite? It is emerald. An oncologist is a doctor specializing in which disease? Diabetes, cancer, or heart disease? The answer is cancer. Where is the Sea of Showers? Is it on Mars, the Moon, or Jupiter? It's on the Moon. Who wrote The Picture of Dorian Gray? Charlotte Bronte, James Joyce, or Oscar Wilde? That's by Oscar Wilde. Which of these is an example of a barred spiral galaxy? Triangulum galaxy, Sombrero galaxy, or the Milky Way? The answer is the Milky Way. Daisy Buchanan is a character in which novel? Pride and Prejudice, War and Peace, or The Great Gatsby? The answer is The Great Gatsby. Which person might move en pointe? A soldier, a pilot, or a ballerina? That would be a ballerina. Who pioneered antiseptic surgery by applying Louis Pasteur's germ theory? Alexander Fleming, Joseph Lister, or Edward Jenner? That was Joseph Lister. What nationality was composer Richard Wagner? Greek, German, or Hungarian? He was German. Your final 10 questions are my tough 10. These are really going to put your general knowledge to the test. But first, a quick question. Have you signed up yet for my weekly newsletter? It's a quiz and a couple of interesting articles straight to your inbox every Friday. If you haven't, I'll put a link at the end of this video of how you can join that. But now, let's get on with Ben's tough 10. Which Russian composer died the same day as Stalin? Stravinsky, Tchaikovsky, or Prokofiev? That was Prokofiev. The UN Secretary General, Antonio Guterres, is from which country? Portugal, Spain, or Italy? The answer is Portugal. Musophobics are afraid of which animal? Wasps, snakes, or mice? The answer is mice. The Republic of Upper Volta was given which new name in 1984? Liberia, Eswatini, or Burkina Faso? The answer, Burkina Faso. The phrase "off the record" was attributed and popularized by which US president? Roosevelt, Nixon, or Kennedy? The answer is Roosevelt. Which word means the same as salubrious? Crazy, careful, or healthy? The answer is healthy. Which of these scientists was a Lucasian professor of mathematics at Cambridge? Albert Einstein, Isaac Newton, or Michael Faraday? The correct choice there is Isaac Newton. Which part of a garment could be described as raglan? A pocket, sleeve, or buttons? The answer, a sleeve. Musician Glenn Miller was flying to which European capital when his plane disappeared? Paris, Madrid or London? He was flying to Paris. Which European nation was called Helvetia by the Romans? Romania, Ireland or Switzerland? That is Switzerland. So how did you do? Better than you thought or worse? Was it too easy or too difficult? Let me know your score and any other thoughts in the comments down below. If you'd like to join my weekly newsletter and get an exclusive quiz and a couple of interesting articles and some insights to your email inbox every week, then you can do that quite easily with the link in the description down below or use the QR code on the screen. Thank you for watching and I hope to see you again on another video.